Welcome back, everyone. Michael here with Offshore Citizen. Today I'm going to discuss with you something to do with, where to go, where to look, specifically around opportunities and success. I'm going to talk about markets, but I'm also going to talk about where to move. I think there's like a few different common pieces to look at. And so let me give you some background for this. Really two key conversations that I had today, or two key incidents. The one was, I was talking to somebody, we're doing a joint venture for marketing, and so a longtime friend of mine is collaborating with us on that. And I was kind of going through explaining a little bit residencies and citizenships, and we were just discussing the enormous advantage it is to be born in one part of the world versus another. Now the reality is, this is completely unjust, right? Like it's totally undeserved. You're born there, you benefit from it, or you're hurt by it. And that's that. But the truth is, where that is plays a significant difference in the quality of your life. You don't think so? Imagine being born in Ghana or Eritrea or Haiti, and then compare that to wherever you're born. Hopefully you're born in someplace better than that. Just the opportunities that are available to you, how passports open a whole world to you that is not available for everybody else, right? In addition to different local resources, in addition to, if you're born in certain countries, it's really hard to open a bank account. If you're born in certain, imagine you're born in North Korea or Iran or Syria or Afghanistan, and what a disadvantage this is, even reaching out into the world, right? So that's the first. The second is, today that I'm recording this, brutal day in the cryptocurrency markets, okay? Lots of things were dumping a lot. And I think about this as, there are times when you can go into a market and you can be really, really good and it's super hard to make money. At the same time, there are times where you can be a complete moron and it's super easy to make money. There are times where, if you're just a monkey throwing darts at a board, no matter what you hit, pretty much there's a good chance it's going up. That's great. Sometimes the others are not. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about how this plays into key decisions that I think we should be making in our lives today, and maybe give some kind of tips, and I would love to hear from you guys on what it is that you think. So we're going to dive into that. Before we do, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the all notifications, check out our other videos. Hope you enjoy them. We really appreciate your support. And if you'd like help with international structuring for yourself or your business, please reach out to us. We can help you with second citizenships and residencies and tax planning and asset protection and forming companies and opening bank accounts and international investing and all these things. So please reach out to us. You can book a call with me, calendly.com/Michael-Rosmer. There's a link in the description below, or send us a message through offshorecitizen.net or offshorecapitalist.com. Okay, let's dive in. So here's the thing. You can go to a place and have an amazing, easy experience, right? If you were just go and take a look at the wages that they've had over the last 5 years in Silicone Valley for nothing jobs, right? Like a janitor in Silicone Valley is getting paid a crazy amount compared to what, or maybe an engineer is getting paid in some other parts of the world, right? It's just such a huge difference. And so what does this tell me? What this tells me is instead of learning to play the game better, of course that's part of it, but the other part of it is finding an easier game to play, right? The same is true for something like tax planning, right? This was one of the things, a lot of people will sit there and they'll work really hard domestically to try and optimize and save themselves 1 or 2% versus they can go international and save, a huge percentage much, much easier, right? That's an example. There's lots of ways that we can do this through relocating, right? Choose, hey, listen, where are the places that you can go that you can enjoy a better lifestyle, that you can work towards, say, a better passport, some sort of greater freedom, something like that. You can access maybe better banking. You can access better entrepreneurial opportunities, access better career, access better healthcare. Think about this. You could be in some country and you could say, hey, listen, I'm going to search hard to find the best doctors to try and navigate the healthcare system or something. Or you could just go somewhere where, hey, listen, the healthcare system is pretty darn good in general, right? Similar things with food. Some places the quality of food is just crap, right? And you can work really hard to try and eat healthy. And there's other places it's really easy to eat healthy. That's just the way that it goes. You can work hard, living in Canada to stay warm during the winter, or you can go be in Mexico or Costa Rica or Panama or Thailand or something like this, and it's just warm, right? So you've got all these different ways of dealing with problems that you can sometimes, by thinking outside the box and being willing to go someplace better, you can address these things. So let's talk about it in terms of investing, right? And I'd love to hear from you guys where you think are good opportunities for investing today and what it is that you would use as indicators to see where those up and coming places are. Because of course, I think of it like surfing, right? The wave is coming. You need to be ahead of the wave in order to have the wave carry you. What a lot of people do is they run around chasing waves and then they get on too late and they miss the momentum, right? So you have to kind of be ahead of it. So what are some basic things? This is one of the reasons probably why I enjoy counterintuitive or kind of contrarian thinkers, right? Is I think, okay, what's down? Instead of thinking what's up, what's down, right? Another strategy that I think works really well is to pay attention to the people who seem to be really good at identifying those trends in advance. So I have a few key friends, people who I pay attention to, who it's like they're on it and they have this sense for what's going to do well. And you kind of pick them up. When you do, back in the day, I hired a social networking consultant on retainer, and he had done some of the original research for the pharmaceutical industry. And he was talking about how when you map out social networks, you have hubs and you have spokes, and you have one of them is called windsocks. And windsocks basically tell you which direction the wind is going. And these are actually quite useful within a social network, right? So who are some windsocks that you know, right? That might be a good indicator. I have some friends who are consistently way, way early, but it's really interesting to pay attention to what they say in terms of, hey, listen, it might be too early, but it's going to tell you where it's going to go. I have some other friends who are like, they're pretty on it. And you can do really, really well just by building a good network of people like that and being able to work with them. On the flip side, the same is true if you want to execute on something. There's some people who are just really good. You know, where do you find those people? One of the things we can do, we can change where we go. We can change the markets we're in. We can change who we surround ourselves with, right? These are three key ways that we can change and improve our lives. So yeah, I pay attention to where are things down that have been down for a while, right? Obviously you want to see signs of reversal, but I think it's when it's down and it doesn't make a lot of sense from other indicators. That's one of the things that's really useful. Another is places that are on their way up, but they're early in the stage of being on their way up, right? That's another place that comes into play. I was mentioning at the start of December, investing in different DeFi things, right? That was kind of like one of the videos I did. It was an example of it had gone down, it had started to come up, it wasn't the bottom, right? It was about a month after the bottom. It bottomed about the start of November. So start of December, you were into it and you got to take advantage of a few months beyond that, which is great. These things I think are really, really useful. It's really useful to think of how do I relocate myself, my opportunities, my business, my family, whoever, into some sort of environment that is much better. We can use safety as another example, right? Hey, listen, I can say, hey, I can work really hard to try and keep people safe, or I can just go to Singapore where they're safe, right? It's not such a big issue. So anyway, I would love to hear from you guys. What are some places, what are some opportunities, what are some markets that are really good? I'd also love to hear, what about social networks? Where do you find some really good social networks? We'd love to hear that. If you have any questions about it, please reach out to me. Put it in the comments below, talk about this. I hope it's a useful video too. And please give it a thumbs up, please share it with your friends. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video.